that's gonna fucking suck for me. So you need to subscribe because I need probably $5,000 to fix both eyes. Yeah. So get on that because obviously you guys are my soldiers and I need your support. Obviously, you're not gonna send me money, and I don't expect you to because I don't want you to. But at least like explode this video, make it viral, like make it have 1,000,000 views or something. Do something about it. Do something for me. Like seriously, I'm dying over here. Goddamn. Anywho, welcome back to another video. It's been so long since I've posted a video. Obviously, I was following Miss Universe Philippines. It's over. I do have a Miss Universe Philippines video. It's edited and everything, you know, thumbnail and everything, but I'm not going to post it because, you know, you guys are pissed that Iloilo or Quezon Province didn't win, so I'm not even going to bother. I'm going to post it later on, you know, before Miss Universe. So I'll post it later. That's up to you guys, to be honest, because if I'm gonna post a video and you guys are not gonna watch it, then what's the point? I'm not gonna bother. Anywho, Miss Universe Puerto Rico 2024 prelims just happened and it was a beautiful show. Small stage, same stage as always. Beautiful production though, like you can tell the dedication, you know, lighting, everything. Such a small stage, but you know, in terms of production quality, it looked beautiful. So that was amazing. Thank you guys for that. I can see the dedication. I can see that you guys are working your asses off in terms of graphics, everything, transitions, everything, you know, screens, it just, everything just looked to par. Everything looked expensive and sophisticated. Great job, WAPA. And the whole team, because it's not just WAPA, it's the team behind it, right? The people who are hired to do the job, they are doing the job. And it looked beautiful, guys. Great job. I loved it. Beautiful. Nicole Chacon, I love her so much. Like, she's, at this point, she's iconic. You know, her hosting prelims, it was beautiful. I just love her. She, you know, her tone of voice. And the way she carries herself. She's so amazing. Carla Gifu, are you serious? Like, up to par to like Nicole Chacon. Seriously, like she's up there. Like, you know, she was saying things with the energy that needed to be said, and to me that counts a lot. And she was just so like it's like dropping a fish in water. Like a fish knows what to do, and Carla Gifu knew what to do, and she did her thing, and I loved it. She's ready to host. She's ready to host. Carla Gifu is ready to host. Seriously. The opening number or the opening in general, like the girls looked amazing with their black dress. Like this black dress was beautiful, sequin but beautiful. You know, the cameras that they're using, it's just like it makes the blacks truly deep blacks, and it just looked beautiful. And the way the gown, or not the gown, the dress was cut, like the cut of the gown, it fitted every girl like a glove, and I loved it. Every girl looks beautiful in this black dress, and I was kind of mesmerized because it was just fun. All right, so let's just jump right into Swimsuit. To be honest, Arecibo, she's a beautiful girl, and I loved her, like her beauty, like the kind of woman that she is on the surface. I love it. She is very beautiful. However, I still need a little bit more from her. Though on Swimsuit, she did great. Her pacing was good. I still think and believe that her walk needs a little bit of work, but nonetheless, I feel like she is worthy of a semi-final spot. Next on the list is obviously Miss Arroyo. Are you kidding me? She has tons of experience up her sleeve. Her skin on this prelims competition was chocolate and just delicious, poreless, just insane skin. I wanted to bite I was watching it through my phone, and I just like wanted to bite my phone because I thought it was just beautiful, made chocolate. Her skin is insane. And obviously the pacing, her posing, everything, her facials, hair, makeup, beautiful. I just loved Miss Arroyo. She's insane. She's iconic. Carolina, for me, she's very statuesque. Very beautiful woman. Her hair on this edition, very beautiful, very tall. Her body is insane. Her skin is beautiful, just perfection. Her makeup was a little bit weird for me. Her makeup needs to either open up your vision or your sight or your eyes, and for me it was doing the opposite. It was like closing her sight or her vision a little bit. So, you know, for me it was a little bit weird in terms of makeup. She holds the same face across her entire presentation, and that for me is a little bit weird because it kind of like gives robotic for me, and I don't like it. I want to see more. Like I was like, you know, Carolina came out. I'm like, okay, Carolina, she's good, and she has potential. So I'm just over here like, okay, Carolina, okay, Carolina, okay, Carolina, come on, Carolina, seriously, you know, like, you know, lots of potential, but you know, I feel like she didn't take advantage of her moment. Seriously, she didn't. Calle, I was born in Calle. I was born and raised in Calle until the age of 12. So obviously, like, hello, Calle, like, are you kidding me? Like, Calle, I'm always like, you know, with a magnifying glass looking at Calle, like, what's going on? What are you giving me? I love this woman. She gives me, you know, face fluctuations. You know, she smiles with her entire face, with her eyes and with her mouth. It takes, you know, a couple of muscles for you to truly smile. I want a woman to smile with her entire face. I don't want you to smile with just your mouth. You know what I'm saying? And I think Calle gives me that. She gives me a lot of face fluctuations. Obviously, in terms of stage and pasarela, I feel like she needs a little bit of more work. For me, she's a semi-finalist, to be honest. I don't think she will make it further into a top 10 even, though she's very good and she's actually a great speaker. So, I mean, if they really believe in her and they, you know, the judges see her potential, she might make it further, and, you know, I'll leave it up to them. But, you know, with what I have this far, you know, I feel like she's already, you know, on semi-finals because she's a great speaker, and I feel like on prelims she did okay. So, if you take those things into account, she should be making semifinals or not. All right, so I have Miss Ciares. She's actually one of my favorites. Like, I love this girl. Like, she's one of, like, you know, I have her here, like, near to my heart because I love her so much, and she's just beautiful. She's just great. She's beautiful. Her, you know, her face, beautiful. Hair, beautiful. Her body is insane. She's a little on the shorter side, but she's just gorgeous. She's stunning. Like, who cares if she's like 5'5", 5'6"? I'm 5'6", she's 5'4". Who cares? Like, to be honest, Demi Lee Thibault, she won Miss Universe, so you don't have to be a statuesque woman to be a Miss Universe. You know what I'm saying? So who cares? Here, her walk was insane. Though with her, it's a little bit weird because she doesn't smile with her eyes or with her entire face. She just smiles with her mouth. So it's like, and it's usually like this, like, and then she twirls and she, you know, she flips her hand, but she like falls into this. So it's like a little bit weird. And I did research actually on Google, and it happens that it takes 13 muscles to smile. To frown, it takes 47 muscles. To do this, it takes 13 muscles. So smile more. Smile from the inside out, Cialis, please. Corozal. Great body, great walk, great posing, great everything. Corozal is actually worthy of a top 5, and if some girls kind of like frown, Corozal is gonna yank that spot. And if she does, I'm not gonna be surprised because she's giving everything that she needs to give. Sometimes I feel like her walk is a little bit weird, if you will, but it's like, I don't know, maybe it's this stage that it's so small that you can't really have the girls like do a lot. Like they can't really like go a little bit faster or take like bigger steps, because at that point they'll literally just fall off of the stage because the stage is just so small. I feel like this stage fits into this room. I feel like this room is larger than that stage, or probably the stage is the size of this room, and then the screens are like literally right here, and then production is in the back. Like, who knows? Corozal, very beautiful, worthy of a top 5, very Puerto Rican looking. I just love her. She's very beautiful. I'm really excited for her. All right, Fajardo. Very beautiful girl, and I love everything that she brings into this edition of the competition. However, coming in, she looks very stiff. Keep in mind, she's a gymnast. So, you know, great body, great posture. But, you know, she kept her arms on her waist throughout the entirety of her coming in until she last posed before leaving the stage. She had her arms or her hands on her waist as she was stiffly walking. It wasn't really, you know, letting her walk her fullest, I feel like. And then before she left the stage, she dropped her arms or hands freely, and then she moved towards, you know, leaving the stage. And that part was better than her entire presentation. So, but at that point, you know, another girl was already announced to come in, and that girl was already in, so probably the judges were looking at the other girl that was about to come in and not her. So I feel like her swimsuit presentation could have been better. She really didn't gave it her all. I feel like she could have done way better, and with her body, and she's a gymnast, so hello, like you have flexibility to move. You shouldn't have been that stiff, and she was. So I don't know, it was a little bit weird for me, but I love this woman anyway, so she's on my list. Next is Guaynabo. Right, not the best walk. She was a little bit weird in terms of like her walk was a little bit like her, I feel like the pacing of her walk, if you really go back and look at her walk, it was a little bit weird. Like the pace of it was, but honestly, like who cares? Look at her face. She's giving me Miss Venezuela 2011 kind of everything, and I'm here for it. I'm gonna enjoy everything, every parts of it, and I loved it. Like Guaynabo here was for me like everything, like on prelims. You know, because it's something when you see them on photos and things, but when you see them on video, it's different because a photo, people think that photo and video is the same thing. It's not the same. The way, you know, the sensor is used to capture a photo, it might not be the same to capture a video. And on video, she looks insane. So that's good because she's gonna be, you know, presenting herself usually mostly on video. So she killed for me, and she is stunning as hell. Next in this list is obviously Ms. Juana Diaz. Are you kidding me? Her body, her skin, her hair, her facials, her walk, her posing, everything. For me, everything, like honestly, her smile, everything, like Juana Diaz got it all. Anywho, Lattice is so statuesque, crazy. She has tons of experience. I think she already went to international, to Miss International or something. She represented Puerto Rico there. She also competed at Miss Universe Puerto Rico 2016, where San Juan's, I forgot her name. She competed with Demi Lee. She didn't make semifinals, but she was beautiful. But, you know, Lattice here competed representing, I think, Rio Grande, and she made top 5. There, I was like, I don't even know how this woman made top 5. Honestly, I wasn't convinced by her. I think that there were like better women, at least back then on that batch. I felt like there was like better women to make top 5 other than Rio Grande or Lattice, Ivana Carolina Irizarry at that moment. Though on this edition, she's convinced me. Like I have never like believed in her to, you know, to going to Miss Universe, but on this edition, it's different. She also competed with Madison Anderson at Puerto Rico 2019. I think she was top 10. She did great there as well, but I feel like here she's more polished, statuesque. Her body slim, everything, like she is just like long neck, you know what I'm saying, like a swan. Like she's very like elongated, and I love it. You can put anything on this girl and it would look absolutely insane. And her body is actually crazy as well, and she's doing very good, and she's very confident, and I love it. Orocovis, she competed in 2009. She was first runner-up to the Miss Universe Puerto Rico, who won at that time. I'm really bad with names, so I probably forgot her name, but Miss Puerto Rico 2009. Very beautiful. I actually liked her a lot. I want her to come back, but for some reason she never did. With the age restrictions coming down or being released, she's back, and she's coming back for her title. And honestly, like, she won Radiant Skin, and I can understand why. Like, her skin is insane. Her body is crazy. I'll send her to Miss Universe and I don't even care because I know that she would do a great job at Miss Universe. I'm not sure in terms of communication if she's there, but she's gonna be polished there as well. And I feel like Puerto Rican women, they put in the work, so I feel like she's gonna be a safe bet to send to Miss Universe. I'm not sure if they're gonna send her to Miss Universe because she's the mom and I'm not sure if she's married, but she's the mom, and you know, with the release video of Korean, I'm not sure. So she might not even win. So I wouldn't send her, but I guess you can. I mean, I'm not sure. Who cares? She did a great job. She's beautiful. She's here. Next is Toa Alta. Actually, this woman, she's one of the most beautiful faces of this edition. She's giving me like, she's a mix of Rolene Strauss, Miss World from South Africa from a couple of years ago. I'm not sure if it was 2016 or 2017. I'm not really sure, but Rolene Strauss, like one of the most beautiful faces ever sent to an international competition. And if that woman was sent to Miss Universe edition, I feel like she was gonna win. And I feel like Toa Alta from this edition, she's like literally one of the most beautiful faces of this edition. And she did great also as well. She did okay. Let me see. Let me look at my notes. I have here that she's not the best walk, but you know, overall, I'll send her to Miss Universe and I'll take the risk. I wouldn't even care. And that's still how I feel. So, great. Toa Alta. Great. Like literally, if right now you could be top 5 easily, you can even win this whole thing. You can win this whole thing. Like, I know people love Arroyo, and I know people love Lares, and I know that people love Salinas as well. But honestly, Toa Alta and Corozal, don't underestimate them because they could get up there and they can win. And if they do, I don't care because they're beautiful. So I'm well represented, you know. So I don't care. Next on this list is no other than Toa Baja. I love this woman. This morena is absolutely breathtaking. She's beautiful. She is confident. The way she carries herself, she don't even care. Like, I'm that bitch, and what you wanna do? And she just like struts her stuff throughout her entire pasarela, and then she's got it all, and she's one of my favorites. So she's on this list. Now we are going towards gown. Now, just like last year, this year you cannot change your gown. You can modify it, however, you cannot change it. The entire group of girls voted towards keeping the same gown or changing the gown, and the majority won, and they voted that no changing of the gown. Still, you can modify it, but you cannot change the gown from prelims to final. It has to be the same gown. Starting with Arecibo, this is not a red that I would choose for this kind of competition because I feel like this kind of red doesn't look beautiful or sophisticated on stage. I feel like it looks a little on the cheap side. I would choose more of a ruby or deep red kind of color for this kind of competition. I would not tell a girl to choose this kind of shade of red for a competition like this. However, she's very beautiful. I think that I feel like her color is black. So maybe the same cocktail dress that they wore for opening, I would choose that same dress but in a longer version of it, and it would have been great. It would have been a killer for her. But I feel like, comparing her swimsuit and then evening gown, for swimsuit she wasn't the best, and then she could have done better on swimsuit, and then gown is like, I don't really know if she's gonna really be saved to make it on semifinals. Next is Arroyo. Now you know that she made a top 5 at Miss USA. She competed at Miss Universe Puerto Rico as well back in 2016, I believe. 2013. She was first runner up there, and then she went ahead and competed at Miss World. Then she competed at Miss Florida USA. She got dethroned. There was a whole case followed with that. Her gown, beautiful. Her, again, skin, hair, just everything, just beautiful. The way she carries herself on stage, the way she poses. But this time I feel like she was a little bit more subtle, if you will. But she has competed so much, as she has seen so many versions of her being on stage, that this time she's like the most at peace, if you will, and she's just, you know, walking subtly. She's not doing too much, and I actually love that. She's insane. I think for me, she's top 5 probably. Like right now, she's top 5. She's still top 5. It's just a matter of her not messing up her Q&A segment for her to move forward to a top 3, and potentially, you know, from there just getting crowned and, you know, getting prepared to go ahead and compete at Miss Universe. Next is Carolina. Now, you know, again, you know, when you see the presentation, she comes out, same face. Swimsuit comes out, same face. Evening gown comes out, same face. I don't know, Carolina, like, she has so much potential, and she's just so statuesque, so beautiful. Her skin is beautiful. Her gown was actually okay. Her hair, beautiful. Makeup, I feel like her makeup could have done way more for herself. That I feel like she needs to open up her eyes a little bit more. And I feel like this kind of makeup, it just, she looks like this, like, you know. So I don't know. And then she just the same facial expressions throughout the entire pasarela. So it's weird. I don't want to see that. Carolina, okay, Carolina, pick it up. Carolina, come on. She doesn't. So I'm like, she might be top 16, and that's it. Calle. Now, I feel like sometimes less is more. Calle's gown has, you know, embellishments going down her shoulders, and then she has a neck piece, and then obviously her gown, the main gown of it, has a lot of information, and then she also has a cape. Then she has her hair down. So I feel like sometimes less is more. What I know is that she's a great speaker though. But, you know, if you're just a great speaker, you might make semifinals, but you might not move forward to a top 10. So you will move into a top 5 and 3. So usually girls who don't do great on stage do great on interview, and they are called into a top 16, 15, 20, and people are like, how did this girl make it? And they usually just stay there on semifinals, and they don't really move forward. So I feel like if Miss Calle doesn't really pick it up, but I feel like at this point it's a little bit too late, because what are you going to do to your gown? What are you going to do to your gown at this point? I feel like she needs to do better with her walk on swimsuit and evening gown. Swimsuit compared to gown is not the same walk. It has to be different. And I feel like, I don't know. Next is Cialis. Now, Cialis is so stunning for me, to be honest. And her gown is insane, beautiful. Her hair, beautiful. Her skin, beautiful. Her walk is insane. Her posing is insane. Her hair is insane. But then, like, she comes out, she walks, and she has the same face, like. And then she twirls and falls back to the same face, like. It's like she smiles with her mouth, but not anything else. She just smiles with her mouth area, like, it's from here down. So she's like. And then she leaves. So I don't know. Next is Corozal, and I have here, wow, Corozal is such a fresh look, insane walk, a great gown, insane face, just wow. For me, she's top 5 worthy at this point, to be honest. Like, you know, her gown is beautiful, her hair, face, everything, her walk is a little bit, you know, it could be a little bit better. Her body is insane. She's beautiful. She could definitely get into a top 5 easily into a top 5. At this point, the voting method is explained to ensure zero biases, that the voting is correct. I have here on my notes. But we already know how the voting works. We've been watching these kind of competitions throughout history, that we know how the voting works or might work. However, on this edition, there's kind of like a twist to it. They have here that it is explained how the role of the auditors impact positively the perception of the audience in terms of the competition, because it is an external signature or entity. So it's like a way, or it's you know, it has nothing to do with WAPA or the organization itself. Like, it's a whole entity that is hired to tabulate these results. It supervises the entire process of the competition, thus providing a peace of mind to the delegates and the audience that their results are precise, fair, and reasonable. I like that part. I love that. Sometimes we miss that part, and I feel like here they took the time to actually tell us how the voting works at Miss Universe Puerto Rico, and that's great. Now we have Fajardo. I feel like versus her swimsuit competition, I feel like her evening gown presentation was way better in terms of walk. I feel like here she picked it up a little bit. She fell on swim, but she picked it up on evening gown, and I'm sure she's got a great story as well. So Fajardo, she might make a top 10, and if she does make top 10 with this kind of presentation, if the judges feel the same way I felt when I saw her, they might favor her, making her, you know, catapult into a top 5, and with good reason, literally, because here she looked stunning, beautiful. I feel like she could have done way better in terms of, you know, of walk itself. I'm not sure if she lost a lot of weight, because life is moving so fast that you have school sometimes, and you have work, and then you have family, and then you have the competition duties as well, that sometimes you do a lot on there, and then you have prelims, rehearsals, and all that stuff. So she probably lost a lot of weight. And then she's also a gymnast, and she probably also works out. I feel like this gown on this area here, on the rib area, kind of like is too elevated, so it probably doesn't really fit right. And then going down the waistline is also loose a little bit there as well, so she probably lost a lot of weight. We probably don't see this on camera. Guaynabo, I also have here that she could make top 5. Guaynabo for me was insane. Her gown wasn't the best. We've seen this kind of gown everywhere. It's not the best gown, but the way she just carried herself, and the way she poses, and you know, that last zoom when she posed, and you know, she's beautiful. She's just like sultry, saucy. She's giving me everything that it needs to be given, and she's beautiful. So if she makes top 5, I'm not sure how she's gonna do on Q&A though, but she's been low-key working on this for a long time, and she also said it on her IG after prelims. Everybody was just like, yo, like, Guaynabo crazy, like, wow, such a big surprise. And then she was like, yeah, we've been working silently on this, like, we've been putting a lot of work, you know, silently, and honestly, it freaking showed. And honestly, you did great, and you're on my list. Next is Juana Diaz. I have here, I love this woman. I feel like you can put anything on this woman and she would look absolutely insane. I feel like, you know, she could come back within like 3 years, and, you know, she could potentially be the first, you know, African looking Miss Puerto Rico ever. You know, with the curly hair, with the afro, with the skin, with the features. Beautiful. This woman is absolutely insane, and she did great. Next is Lares. Wow, Lares, absolutely. This year, I believe in your candidacy, and I believe that this year you're polished as hell, and you can definitely represent Puerto Rico at Miss Universe this year. I'm convinced. Lares, you did really good. Insane gown, insane presentation. Just, girl, top 5. Top 5. Go take your top 5 spot, Lares, because honestly, you do your thing. Next, I have Orocovis. Okay, you know, yes, you can modify your gown, and she knew that. And that white piece, you know, that white piece comes off, and it's coming off her finals. She didn't want to show the entirety of her evening gown, and this was one of the best gowns on this prelims competition, even with that white piece on top. And for me, she's giving me Natalie Glebova, like modern Natalie Glebova vibes, and I'm here for it. I love it. And if she wins, I'll be fine. I'm not sure if she's gonna win, because that leaked video that Kunan, you know, was exposed to, moms are not gonna win Miss Universe. They can compete, but they might not win. and she's a mom, so I don't know. Salinas, obviously, everything about Salinas is Puerto Rico. You can look at this woman and probably tell that she is from Puerto Rico. Beautiful. I love this woman. Everything about her. Her walk is insane, but her posings and her transitions are killer. And that's my favorite part from this woman. Beautiful hair, beautiful makeup, beautiful face, beautiful smile, beautiful gown. I'm not sure if she's gonna do any modifications to this gown. I feel like it needs something still. So for me, it's a little bit too plain. So I think she's bringing something extra for finals, and it needs it because I feel like it needs it. Beautiful presentation nonetheless. San Juan, now San Juan, this is the color to choose. It's the red color to choose for a competition like this. And you know, for me, she's pretty safe. Like she could even make a top 10. For me right now, she's like on top 15, but she could potentially get up there into a top 10, but I don't see her moving further than that. I feel like this was really good. I enjoyed her presentation. Her body is insane. Her hair is insane. Her walk is there. She did good. She's pretty dependable. Toalta. Now Toalta, her walk is a little bit weird. You know, just because you have fringe on your sleeve or your sleeves doesn't mean that, you know, you have fringe here. That doesn't mean that you're gonna get to hold your arms or your hands for the entirety of your presentation. If it was me and I was wearing that kind of gown, like, yeah, I will hold. I probably just like maybe do a turn and like fall, like holding my hands like this just to show the fringe, but then I would just leave the fringe do what it does. Or I'll just let the gown do what it does. I will carry the gown. I will not let the gown carry me. Nonetheless, like this girl is so beautiful. Like for me, this was one of the biggest surprises of this edition. I feel like her and Guaynabo for me are like up there. Like these girls can make top 5 and potentially like take anybody out. Literally, Guaynabo and Toalta are strong this year. And Toalta did beautifully. This girl is so beautiful. I'm not sure how tall she is. She appears to be a little bit on the shorter side, which is fine. I don't really care, but you know, beautiful, beautiful. This gown is one of the best gowns as well. I just wish that she wasn't like trying to show the gown too much. Like just let the gown do what it does and just give me something yourself. You know, like don't even care about the gown. I want you. You know, we were closing with Toa Baja. I feel like Toa Baja, she was too much covered up. You know, she had sleeves, and then she had this cape covering the front area of her presentation, and then she's got all this hair also. Like she picked it up, but it's all the way in the back as well. So sleeves, she's covered up all over the place, and then she takes the cape out. She shows us that what she's wearing is actual. It's like a jumpsuit kind of gown, pant kind of situation. I wouldn't know how to call it because I'm not a woman and I don't wear these things, so I don't know what to call it, but it was beautiful. I just wish that if I know that I'm wearing this, I'm probably gonna pick up my hair. Like, so I'm gonna probably just put it on a bun or a pony, but not all this hair in the back. Like everything's just elaborate. Nonetheless, I loved it. For me, she looks beautiful, and you know, she's one of my favorite candidates this year. She's stunning, she's beautiful, and I just loved it, so I don't care. Overall, this prelims competition in terms of production value was insane. Like I could see that the people that are hired to produce this kind of show are people that are highly capable, passionate, and dedicated, and it showed. There's absolutely competition on this badge because I feel like if you're competing in this kind of competition, every girl that's competing here has a chance at the title. Literally, from the weakest girl up to, you know, the strongest girl. Anything can happen in these kind of competitions, and we saw at Miss Universe Philippines, this past Miss Universe Philippines, Bulacan won. Nobody had Bulacan as the winner. People had her as, you know, a potential candidate to make it into a top 5 and, you know, watch out or look out for her. But in terms of like winning the whole thing, to go ahead abroad and represent Philippines at Miss Universe, nobody saw Bulacan win. And, you know, this edition, at least for me, in my personal experience for Miss Universe Philippines, it should carry into every other, you know, edition of any other nationals. So the girls who I think that have a shot at the crown, period, is every girl, but the girls who I see that are, you know, stronger and could potentially win the crown, no doubt, no questions asked, are Arroyo, Corozal, Guaynabo, Lares, Orocovis, Salinas, Toalta, and I have an honorable mention, a girl that could get up there and can potentially, you know, be a strong contender or a surprise is Miss Ciales. I'm just yet to be convinced, but this girl also has it all. She's a little bit on the shorter side, but who cares? Who cares if she's short? She's beautiful and she's got potential. The comment section below is yours to express yourself and to say what you think. Use it to your advantage. Be respectful. I cannot wait. Within a few days we get a new Miss Universe Puerto Rico, and I cannot wait to see who this woman is. I love you, and I will see you on the next video. Please subscribe and like. Bye.